like it.
All right.
Good choice.
Hey, everybody. That's nice. Yeah, we're going to pay royalties for that.
No, it was less than 13 seconds.
All right.
No
Hey, everybody.
royalties.
This is Doug Fields with Simply Youth Ministry. I'm with my friends Matt McGill and Josh.
Hi, everybody.
And
Hello.
Natalie. And you're the only one that gets the last name on there. And this is our official first podcast, because the last one was a test, and we thought nobody was going to listen to it, and I guess people actually did. But I thought what we'd do is we'd start off by saying, we talked about this afterwards, what is the purpose of a podcast? And I wasn't even convinced that we needed it, but we'll get to that in a second, the overwhelming response. But we said we're gonna make sure that it's encouraging so people know they're not alone. Did you just burp?
You can't rewind. I mean, this is it.
Did he just burp?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Hey, wait, blow it.
No, stop. Encouraging so you're not alone. Disgusting so you have
one of our
friends like
values.
Matt. But we want to be helpful, that we do some training, some insight, we share some resources. We want to be fun.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fun. And we got a couple people who wrote us and said, if it's fun, I just want content. Well, we're going to lose those listeners.
Yeah. Sorry, Bob.
And it was only two. It was
Yeah.
only two, and one was like a guy from Canada.
Exactly.
But here's the we got a lot of people from Canada. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Here's one from Chris Huelat,
Is he from Canada?
Huelat, from Fairview Christian Church in Carthage, Missouri. It was a great one. He said, after doing 18 years of youth ministry, you learn that sometimes you just need to laugh with others of like-mindedness. You might be surprised at how many youth workers want a weekly shot of humor with and from other youth workers. You guys are good at helping with the day-to-day and the nuts and bolts. It's going to be cool to help with the sanity and humanness needed for those in youth ministry.
That's nice.
So that was kind of the fun piece. But here's the other deal: is we, which I just.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's go.
You've been heard.
Thank you.
And so it's going to be fun. So it's going to be encouraging, it's going to be helpful, it's going to be fun, and I also think it's going to be evolving, meaning that we're not exactly sure what this is going to be yet. It's only one. Really, we had a test, and that was 0-0.
Yeah.
This is from Jill Sethis in St. Angelo, Texas. She said, so is a podcast supposed
What
to be
about
like...
her church name?
What's your church
We'll
name?
give a shout out to
Oh,
her
Emmanuel
church.
Episcopal Church.
What's up?
All right.
EEC.
Yeah. Is a podcast supposed to be like a radio show? And we're not really exactly sure what it's supposed to be. It's us talking about encouraging, helpful, and fun.
Listen to it on your computer. Listen on
Matt
your
had
phone,
a great comment. He said, let's just do it kind of like postmodern. Don't label us.
Yeah, don't label us and call us a radio show. Go find a candle somewhere and look at a picture.
All right. Here's the guy. And I'm not even going to say his name because it's kind of making fun of him. But I really don't want to make fun of him because I like him. I like him.
Right.
If anybody makes fun of people, let it be Matt.
Could we make fun of where he's from at least?
If podcasts are going to be just train of thought conversations, then I don't have the time.
I think we should say his name, because if you say something, you stand by it.
Well, let's do that from now on.
He could have done an anonymous email.
No,
we're not going to
read anonymous emails.
We're not going to
You're
say
right.
what's name. We're not going to say it. Okay?
Oh.
No way.
No, don't do that. Okay, and here's the deal. This is one of my favorite. It says we were talking about time last week, how long and stuff like that, and most people said between 20 and 30 minutes. That was the number one response.
Yeah.
This guy says anything over it. This guy is oh crud. His name was on page 2.
Hey, read his email.
Podcast. It's simply. Oh, that's right.
That's us. Power in
God. Yeah.
You know, I looked at it in the corner of my eye. Oh man, I don't even want to tell you what I thought about it.
Okay, but page 2 was his name, and darn it,
really good
for
content.
some
on
reason I
page
didn't
2
bring
as well.
page 2. But he was very funny. He says, if anything over 30 minutes would be a very bad idea, but not as bad idea as taking your senior pastor to see Brokeback Mountain.
Great film.
Nonetheless, a bad idea over 30 minutes. So here's what I decided, Matt. It's a little bit of a surprise. Josh and I talked about it just briefly.
Surprise.
A little surprise
We
for
got
you.
to decide how long the show's going to be. So I brought a scale, and we're going to weigh you.
Oh.
And anything over 300 pounds is the amount of time that it's going to be. So if you're 308, because what did you say you were last week? 318?
That's what I weighed myself.
Okay, you said you were 318.
Let's go. Let's see.
So it'll be an 18-minute show. Here it is every week. We're just going to weigh you and see what it is.
Wait,
Here you
that's
go.
how long the show will
Here
be.
you go.
Okay. Okay.
Here, wait, step off. You gotta get to the 0, 0 first.
I don't really know how to use
All right,
the
here.
scale.
Oh, there you go.
Here we go.
Step on.
At the doctor's
Hurry,
office,
hurry.
the nurse does it for you.
All right, here we go. Oh, it's crying. And the scale says.
Error.
It says error, which I
It
think
says
means
ERR, error.
Wait.
Wait, all right. Let's see. How much does Doug weigh?
Well, okay. Now you know it works. Okay, now step on it again. Wait, let it get to
All
0.
right. Doug is 164. Good.
Yeah, go.
164.
Step on.
Somebody wants to keep their job.
All right, here we go. Matt's on the scale.
I'm a little bit more indispensable than Josh is.
No, there it is.
326.
326. All
That's
right,
right,
yes. Here we go.
Perfect. 326.
Awesome.
All right.
Perfect.
We're already,
Are we
we're already
counting
5
down?
minutes into it.
Oh.
Error message. That was awesome.
Okay, so we got 26 minutes, and last week we talked about a 2-minute warning. Did you ring a bell for the 2-minute warning? I noticed you got the little.
Well, I brought an assortment of bells.
You brought an assortment of
I
bells.
did.
Because your job was sound effects.
It was, and
Absolutely.
this is my first week of contributing, and
All right.
hopefully it will grow.
Okay, well let's see.
Awesome.
Okay, but first, can I give a shout out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
Eric Ramsey from Little Rock, Arizona, Temple Baptist.
Wow.
Okay.
First he said, great video, keep Matt, more bets, and we really need some cowbell. Gotta have
Perfect. More cowbell, and you brought.
And I brought
All right.
a cowbell.
All right. Perfect.
More cowbell.
So that's the
I think
2-minute
I-
warning. The
There
2-minute
we go,
warning will be
there
on
we
the
go.
cowbell. And was it 26 or 28? I already forgot.
326.
26. Okay, we're 6
That's
minutes
a horrible sound.
So we have to start. Okay, let me tell you what we're going to do. We're going to review last week. We've got some bloopers of the week. I'm going to answer some email questions. This will be a little bit of the training. We've got giveaways of the week, a new contest that I'm very excited about.
Me too.
And then I have an other category and a coming up.
That's
All right, is that okay?
That's wonderful.
All right, so let's just go through here. We had a blog bet last week.
Oh, yes, we did.
And so those who
Yeah,
listen,
we did.
Genius.
now can I go on record before you ridicule
No,
me?
we're just going to play it right now.
Well,
This
here's
is what we
wait,
talked
wait.
about.
Let me just say this. Is it true that I rarely lose bets?
Oh, you never lose bets. That's why even on the recording I said I hate.
Okay,
this.
so if people weren't listening last week,
Yeah.
you said blog.
I said something how we could blog about our podcast.
No, we were talking about how to kill a
Yeah.
podcast because
Yeah.
you were doing like dead mom jokes or something like that. And then
Which is on
I
the list,
said
by the
blog, and you said, the
Blog.
yeah, and anyway, I said I didn't say that. Okay,
Right.
that's the sound.
Yeah.
Here
Well,
we
and
go.
here, let's go. Yeah.
And we can all laugh that Fields used the word blog in a sentence as if he knew what it was.
That was, it was perfectly, the usage was good. Do you know what a blog is?
Yeah, but I didn't use the word blog.
Yes, blog is.
Yeah, but I didn't use the word blog.
Yes, blog is.
Yeah, but I didn't use
Oh, Mr.
I like to bet.
Oh, I wouldn't-
Here it is. Here we go. Here we go.
We got money. How
The
much?
first bet on the podcast. What would you like to bet?
Hey, wait. We win either way. We always win.
That was a funny
But
part.
it's,
No, we gotta hurry and do this. Let's,
Okay, come on.
you think I said blog,
I know you said blog.
and I didn't say blog.
Great.
And I didn't say blog.
Great.
And I didn't say
Oh, well.
We know.
Okay, so let's, I don't like, because I don't even like to, let's bet this. You have to exercise for a week.
No.
That is punishment.
You have to exercise for a week, and I have to do your laundry.
I mean, that's nothing.
Okay, well, here's what we do. Here's what we do. Let's do this.
Matt got in a lot of trouble for the niche line.
No, she does.
You think
We-
Matt does
we got-
laundry?
Okay, we're wasting too much time. Now we're like to 27 minutes.
Did she even
We
listen to
have to.
She's
we have
listened to
bet
it
on
today.
Don't
If
you
you
think
win, we will.
Good cover.
Yeah, let's put some
Okay.
Wiener Schnitzel on it, so now they not get lunch next week.
Okay, what do you shirt off?
I like something fancy.
Oh, Outback. Yes. We can blog on how to kill a podcast.
I think this audio clip is 26 minutes.
We can also blog about it after. We can also blog about it.
So is that it? That was your.
Yep, that was it.
All right, and we really haven't settled what the actual bet is, but
No, it's lunch to Outback.
It's lunch at Outback, and should we film it? Should we do a show from there
Well,
too?
here's the
from
deal.
Outback?
You guys are the one that said Outback, but I have to admit that when I watched the video, because last night I watched the video, Tori, my 17-year-old daughter, just got back from Africa last night, and we watched the video together. And I'm telling you what, when the extra footage was on the video, because that wasn't on the,
Yeah.
you know,
If you missed that.
Andy kept the thing
Yeah.
running, but
Yeah.
I was so defeated when I lost that bet, and I thought, I didn't say that word, but anyway, so we got to start by saying, I lost the bet, Matt won, I'll take you to lunch at Outback, but amazing things about last week's podcast is that we literally got hundreds, almost 300 emails.
Yep.
Yeah, unbelievable.
About the show and
We
about...
read every one of them.
Well, we
We
did.
did.
I have to comment though, Matt.
Yep.
Because you kind of went through and wrote things on the top. Your filing system was nightmarish.
Thank you.
It was. You take so much pride in being organized and stuff. So I get this notebook, and it's like this week, next week, maybe, no, and it was all
Never.
yeah. And I'm looking through and going, how is this helpful at all? One of them you titled "The Bit Factory."
There was a lot of good bits in there.
But there was no organization, and the 3-hole punching was like a demon did it because
There's 100 holes per page
Yeah.
to get it in the notebook.
for somebody who's so organized and has really kind of run my life for many years, it was not a fine showing of organization. But anyway,
Thank you.
Not your best this morning.
Well, that leads us to a good point, though. Should he be on the show?
well, remember last week we said if you think Matt should be on the show, and there is not one person, I have to admit, you had a successful week last week.
It was very good.
Not one person. Are you
No,
cold, Matt?
I'm freezing.
It is 1,000 degrees in here.
I'm sweating,
Not
actually.
not one person said take you off the show. Our very first email says, please keep Matt on the podcast. I would read you his name, but it has like 3 hole punches. Alan Whitaker from First United Methodist in Lawrenceville, Georgia was our very first email, and he said, please keep Matt on the podcast.
So, there you go. Thanks, Alan. All right.
This guy, Larry Killian, a little brown church in the wild wood of Arkansas.
Oh.
How would you like to have to write that each time? Well, that's what it says under his name.
What
Larry
is a
Killian.
brown church?
I don't know. He says, keep Matt or I don't listen.
Oh.
Thank you. Did I
Wow.
I'm not listening either if I'm not here.
Here we go. From Andrew Mason. It doesn't say where, which would be a good thing for people to put where. if they're
Yeah,
gonna
tell us your
write
church,
it.
where you're from.
Says, I vote for Matt to stay on. He's the classic antagonist that keeps it interesting.
Now that's not fair.
Wow.
I am such a positive, happy person.
I
No.
like to think of you as a negative, soul-draining person, too. So I think
That's
You
a
know what an
Andrew's onto
antagonist
something.
is?
well, I want to think it's a compliment.
All right. It is. We have to come up with another bit called Matt's Typo of the Week. Look how he spelled Houston.
How do you spell Houston?
H-U-S-T-O-N.
Houston. I was going to spell it H-E-W.
All right, here's the one. Heck yes, Matt should be welcome, but let me know where I can ship the "he's the only one who thinks he's funny" bell. That was a nice callback.
that's an
Because
antagonist
I
right there.
said we got to come up
That's
with a
true.
bell for us to ring when you say something that
Wow.
only you think
That's
is funny.
We do have cowbell.
Kevin's
Here's
obviously
one of my favorite. we literally got hundreds of emails. This is from Brian Gaff. It doesn't say what church, or it does, and I didn't print page 2. But it says, Matt can be in there, but you only be allowed to speak when directly addressed. Maybe we can vote each week, and whoever contributed the least has to be quiet the next week. Or actually, this is a friend of yours. Has to be quite the next week. not even quiet.
See,
But
if
probably
you
from
studied
Austin.
things, you'd realize that
Austin,
not even
Texas.
Shakespeare could spell his name. Spelling is a lower form of mental control.
Well,
What if we
here's-
had a bell that cut him off mid-sentence when we knew it was going to a bad place?
You know
and
what?
just
We don't need to
cut
say.
it?
I'll just speak up. But here's what the thing is: 100% of the people that made a comment about you said keep you on the show. Okay?
Which is normal.
But we did, and we read. I didn't read them all. I know you read.
Yeah,
you
literally,
read
there were
every
hundreds,
single one of
though.
them, and you kind of forwarded me some and print them out. And I went through a little bit. I love this because you guys goofed on me about podcast one word, and everybody picked up on the podcast
yeah.
one word because
Loved
most
it.
people wrote about podcast one word.
We're educating people.
I just listened to your first podcast, One Word, and I can tell it will be one of my favorite podcasts. This is from Alvin Owens. Again, don't know where he's from. In Doug's defense, because I typed it, I guess, 2 words.
Yeah.
And Doug's defense, Microsoft Word indicates the podcast is misspelled and suggests podcast.
It's true.
2 words.
It's really nice you
verify
got people
that's true.
defending you out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, even when you're wrong.
No, I don't know.
Maybe we should do like a brown nose segment here, like you're the man.
Look who's
Yeah,
talking.
exactly. Look who's talking.
Yeah, this is from Chris Folkstad in Menahaga, Minnesota. Meahga, Menahaga.
That's
I
gotta
don't
be
know.
spelled out.
That's definitely Minnesota.
This is one of my favorite. Though. You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. My pastor thinks that I am organized, unorganized, unfocused, and unproductive. Thanks for making me look just a little bit better.
Play the podcast for your pastor.
Hey,
That's
if,
what we're all
if
about.
we can help you with your pastor, that is a great, great thing. But here's the deal. That I thought only 2 or 3 people will be listening, and my guess is by the end of our podcast run, only 2 or 3 will be
That's true.
listening. You might have
Up
got
front.
we might have got thousands
Some
up
people
front.
opened up the file.
Yeah. But here's the deal. I was just so surprised at the energy that was created around this, the emails,
Yeah.
you know, all the
Did you guys check out iTunes? Look at this. This is on. I printed off some shots for everybody. This is on iTunes right now, and it tells you that we're ranked. I think we were ranked at number 12. This is number 13. We're in like the top 12 of religion and spirituality on iTunes after a 0 episode. And now we have a lot to live up to
Hey,
now.
but we're 2 ahead of Zencast.
That's true. We're smoking the Zen people.
Well,
Got 'em.
Great. And number 6 is Whorecast, a work in sex.
Is that an endorsement?
I think that's Matt's other.
No, look at that. Like, that's under religion and spirituality.
Well, some people consider sex a religion, I guess. I don't know.
Is there some description? Okay, so
All right. So bottom
but
line
here's
though
the deal.
Is
I
that
had-
a description you want to read?
Probably 50 people wrote in and said, "I don't have an iPod. Can I still listen to
Yeah,
this?"
It doesn't
we
matter.
gotta dispel that myth.
Okay,
right?
Yeah.
educate us.
Yes. You see, they call it a podcast, but you don't need a pod to listen to it. Your computer can play MP3 files, unless you've got like a Mac or something, and then you probably can't. But other than that,
Hey, speaking of that, we got a bunch of emails about they couldn't open. I mean, most people could open the movie file. Andy, did we ever figure that out?
You gotta upgrade to QuickTime 7.
Upgrade to
Yeah.
QuickTime 7.
Upgrade your QuickTime software. You'll
Braille
be able to see
will
it
use
here.
All right, so
Yeah.
so the big deal is we were number 12
Yeah.
on the religion and spirituality. So it is on
Which is
iTunes.
pretty good though. It's on iTunes.
Okay,
you
because
can
I've never done this
subscribe
before.
now.
I subscribed.
Yeah,
Okay, and
yeah.
now we actually have 5 reviews. And here's a contest. Okay, here's the contest.
Awesome.
We will take the first 5 are already in. The next 15 that review,
All right.
I will read all 20 reviews, and we will give a major prize next week to
I
the
love it.
best review. So you got to listen to it.
Wow.
Okay, they'd have to at least listen to this one,
Yeah.
and go and write a review on iTunes. That would give us 20 reviews, and I will pick. It'll be my favorite.
How many
okay?
How many stars does the review have to be? 5 stars, 4 stars.
Well, I mean, what do you think?
5 stars.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you want to win. That's fine. But I'm going to pick my favorite, and we'll do next week. Next week will be a major
Yeah, so
major
be
prize.
creative, have fun with it. Now, are we going to pick the prize right now? Should we talk about what that would be to incent people to go and write
It'll
a
be
review
major.
right now?
It'll be major. How about this? I say it's
Major.
$100. Okay, not cash,
All right.
but worth of product. We'll send them $100 worth of
$100.
product.
That's awesome.
Okay, and I'll
our
think of
more
whatever.
astute listeners will realize that we're just trying to get some good reviews up there.
Well, absolutely. Duh.
Yes.
If we're going to do this, hey, what do you think? We're hiding something?
I'm the antagonist.
Yeah. All right.
Awesome.
Okay, and also, when they send an email, we also put up a response line that they get a automatic email back, which gives us a phone number.
Yeah, this is what's really cool. Now, if you call 949-225-2171 and leave a voicemail, we can use that voicemail on the show. It's converted into a file that we can play right during the podcast live. So,
Should we play our first one?
Actually, yeah, we got a couple this week. This one is from a guy in Texas, and we'll just play a little clip of what he had to say on the new podcast.
Who's this from?
This is David Norman.
All right,
in,
here we go. Off our
I think
phone
he's in
line.
Huston, Texas.
John, David Norman down in Texas. Hilarious podcast, dude. Actually, I think if you tried to structure it, if you tried to organize it, it would tank. But the fact that it's so unrehearsed and so unplanned, I think that's what makes it funny. And yeah, everybody's gonna want tips from Doug and blah blah blah. And, you know, they're gonna want to know more about McGill's weight, I guess. But dude, you were harsh.
That's true.
My thought would be just keep it totally relaxed. Doug, bless his heart, he looks like a dork when he's trying to do something rehearsed.
Bless his heart.
First of all, I'd like to say
Sorry.
thank you. I've put a lot of work into this podcast, so
Oh,
thank you for giving me all the credit for that. And secondly, did he call you a dork?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. But I got the Christian, soft.
absolutely.
Let me build you up, bless his heart, then stab you. The other thing, here's what my wife said to me. She goes, now why are you doing this to open yourself to more criticism?
Oh.
You already get criticized so much anyway. And I told her only a couple people really listen to it, and it's fun for us
Exactly.
to do this. I had, because I watched it with Tori last night, and we need to bring Tori in here sometime, because she is so funny. And she's 17 years old, and I'll tell you the things that made her laugh out loud. Your Stephen Hawking bit last week was very funny.
Very funny, yeah.
Your under the breath comments that I didn't catch last week, Matt, were funny. The fact that you had no video awareness at all, that you're covering your face the whole time on the video, hiding behind the computer, was funny.
Wait with the people back home.
I also think we caught Josh in a lie last week.
What?
Yeah.
Well, that's not really difficult.
Yeah. No, it was about like minute 6 or something
All
like
right.
that. I said,
I gotta go back.
I said, do you listen to podcasts? And you paused and you went, yeah. And I said, how long are those? And you go, oh, like 10 or 15 minutes. Well, I went searching on podcasts. Most podcasts are like 30 minutes to an hour.
Well, let's ask him just right now live. Have you listened to the one podcast that Fields asked us to listen to?
No, I've not.
Okay, so anyway, I kind of think that was a lie. My other favorites were when he knew there was a bet going on and he might cash in on it, because he was a little bit of a scrounge bottom feeder when it comes.
When it comes to Outback, I'm not.
You jumped up with such great excitement, and Andy jumped in front of the camera. It was very
Absolutely,
fun.
there's.
Natalie's first date comment when we were talking
Oh,
about
that was strong.
that made me laugh out loud.
The doctor
again, when I was
bit,
talking
yeah.
about the doctor and getting the 40-year-old
Do you
checkup.
have that guy's email out here? That I was the most offensive comment on
Oh.
last week's
No, I
podcast.
don't-
That
I
was
don't
the
have
best
that.
thing
Three
ever.
things,
Yeah.
and one was the most offensive of the whole.
Exactly.
And maybe the funniest post one, besides the video of me
Absolutely.
losing the bet,
Oh,
was
that's
the
good.
links on our website.
Ah,
That's
good,
40-year-old
good.
when you linked it to Jiffy Lube.
Yeah.
Very, very, very funny.
So
Yeah,
check
what
out the
kind of
links.
mess-
Every podcast will add a bunch of links to this.
All right,
one.
let's
Yeah.
get into some of the questions. Here's one of the questions. How many students do you need before you hire an administrator or another full-time person?
That's good.
Good question.
I'm drowning, and my church has been awesome and supportive. Thinks you can operate with strictly unpaid volunteers. Let me know what you think. This is from Ian, and
I was going to say Ian.
it might be Ian.
Could be.
Oh, is there Ian a name? Is that a name?
No,
Like
Ian.
the guy
It's
from
Ian.
90210, he was
Yeah.
lying.
So basically,
Great. Felicity.
Didn't want to.
how many students do you need before you hire an administrator or another full part-time person? If you ask
Yeah.
Matt, the only person you would hire is an administrator.
You don't need anybody else. That should be the first person
Yeah,
you hire.
and I think every church and every church culture is different, but I would say this, that you maximize as many volunteers as you can. You try to work through your volunteers. I would say that if you are the youth pastor, Ian or Ian, that you have 5 or 6 key leaders who oversee maybe 5 or 6 more key leaders each. But I think when you get to about 100 students, it's time. And here's what I would do. I would say you've got to show up with an infrastructure thought out. Most times youth pastors go to their senior pastor or the executive board or whoever, and they haven't thought it out, their infrastructure. You need to show it to them on paper that you've thought it through, and here's what you're doing, and here's who you're overseeing, and here's who they're overseeing. You need to show up with pain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not doing this just because I want a multiple staff. This is killing me, or whatever it might be. And, you know, and even say, hey, look, I don't want to do this. I want to be a good steward of our budget. I don't necessarily want to tap into more expenses here, but here's what's happening. You've got to show up with emotion. Like, this is a big deal to you. You don't scream about everything. I know that at my last church before Saddleback, actually years ago, before we had kids, I learned this rule that nobody cares about your life as much as you do. And they would have let me keep working and working and working at that salary until I said, you know what, my wife would like to quit. We'd like to start a family. And I showed up with a little emotion, and that was what kind of sold it there.
It's good.
So anyway, I'd say 100 or more, it is time for some help. You got 100 more students, but show up with some thinking behind it, some infrastructure, some here's where the pain on our system is, and some emotion.
Awesome.
Matt,
So
what do you
That's
think?
good. Yeah, I think that's a great answer. I think the one thing is you don't want to be so crazy out of control that your senior pastor gives you somebody to help administrate because they feel sorry for you. I mean, I think it's worth it that you actually be as administrative as you can, but I don't know.
I'm going to say this is a great question, but it's a family question. It's a very serious question. I'm going to save that till next week.
good.
Just time
So
wise.
my note that I wrote on there was helpful, very serious.
Is that you?
Yeah, that's my writing. It
Oh,
says
okay.
very serious.
Okay, yeah, it was good. That was nice.
That was my
That's
one
nice. At the
helpful
top,
note.
it would have been nice if you wrote question. Then we file that under the questions. Okay,
good.
and people can send in questions to podcast at Simply Youth Ministry.
Podcast and Simply.
All right,
yeah.
have you always given small groups time off during the summer? Or have you done it both ways? What does your summer look like? La 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 la. This is from Stephen Cloud at Clovis, New Mexico. It's a great question. We give our leaders time off in the summer because we want them to go down a little bit and rest and that. Andy, do you take time off during the summer?
Oh yeah, don't do anything.
So you don't meet with your small group? and that
I'll,
type
I'll
of thing?
call them maybe every 3 or 4
We'll
weeks.
call them and check in and that type of thing, but most of the time we want to give our folks a little bit of time off. And really what we've done in the past, don't you think, Matt, is we've created a little bit of a Band-Aid program. It's not that great during the summer, but a
Yeah,
lot
I mean,
of
every summer, it seems like every couple summers we do something new, and it never has the numbers that our small groups have. It's an okay event, it's an okay, kind of a discipleship thing, but
I mean,
Yeah,
there have
it's
been
never the
times.
greatest.
There have been times in the past where it's been just you and I. I mean,
Yeah.
we're running the whole thing, and that's okay for the summer. I mean, our wives have jumped in and helped out, but we've given our leaders time off. It says we're finishing up a study now. We'll be beginning the Life Together Jesus series. Will it kill the study to take the summer off? And I would say no. There's 6 books in the Life Together Jesus series. I would say finish a book
yeah.
before you take the summer off. But anyway, it's a great question, Steve. And the other thing we've done is we got somebody that sent this in, a small group leaders top 10.
They're really good.
It was really good.
Yeah.
And this is, and can we post this on the website?
Yeah,
What
we'll
do we
have it
do?
up by the time the episode goes live in a little while. I'll make sure it's up too.
It's
And
really
the
good.
links.
It's basically a volunteer saying, the youth pastor said, and the youth pastor was Darren Miller in Huntsville, Alabama, asked his volunteer, Paula, you're an incredible volunteer.
Mhm.
You're an incredible volunteer. What makes you such a great volunteer? And she wrote a top 10 list, and it's really, really good. And it'll be free on the site. And where do they get it on the podcast site?
Yeah, on the episode 1 page. This will be posted there. First link, we'll put it right out.
All right. We also made it. We said when we talked about this deal, we were going to give some stuff away. We each could choose. I wanted to give something away to the guy that I like the subtitle. He wrote, "This is Patrick Drury, Director of Youth Ministry, Good Shepherd Catholic Church, don't know what state." He says, it would be nice to touch on something. What?
Catholic Church is in all the states.
That's true.
You're right. That's why it's called Catholic, universal.
Yeah. I said I didn't know what state he's in.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
like maybe, kind of like you're in the state of confusion.
Yes.
He says it would be nice to touch on something youth ministry oriented so I can watch each week without feeling like I'm not really working.
That's awesome.
So anyway, we thought that was a good subtitle for the Simply Youth Ministry podcast.
That's right.
We'll give you just enough youth ministry so you don't feel guilty for not working. So we're going to send him
All right.
something. Okay?
Congratulations. What are we going to send
He
him?
gets my
Something?
gift of the week. I don't know,
Oh,
name it.
hey, wait, that's a good gift of the week.
I don't know what it is. We'll send him something.
Reader of
Natalie,
the
what do you
week.
want to send him? What's your favorite product?
I like it.
Pick it out.
Simplify Your Life is coming out. Can we send him that?
Simplify your life. The
That's
new.
the first
new.
one.
Okay,
No.
Simplify your life.
Oh,
He gets
first
it.
one Natalie designed.
That's
Oh, fun!
Yeah,
Okay,
good call.
All right, will you sign it for him since you designed it?
I
All right, that goes to Patrick Drury.
Speaking of signing stuff, can I just make a quick interjection? We put something on eBay
You are so
that
stupid.
is unbelievable.
Are you showing that to the microphone?
I'm showing it to the. No, there's a video camera.
Oh,
remember?
there's a camera. That's right.
And we put this up on eBay. These are the notes, the show notes for today's show. And we did them at Starbucks. You see, it's kind of a little messy. We put it up on eBay, and we're going to put a Post-it note on it and give it away on eBay. All the proceeds after some commissions are going to go.
No, not after
Commissions.
There's
You
nothing.
keep sliding that in there.
It's right on the page.
I know, you
gosh.
need to take that out.
It's-
Okay, Maybe the dumbest idea ever.
What's this post-it
But
note
here's the
thing
deal.
he's
It's
talking about?
It's on eBay. I don't get that either. The
Yeah.
post-it note. I think you want us to sign it, but
You
why
sign
would
the
we not
post-it
sign
note.
it on that? It's-
What? This is valuable.
Okay.
All right.
Well, whoever bids the highest can choose. Do we want?
Okay.
Does he sign it on there? And
All right.
it's
whatever.
www.mindlesscrap.
I saw that on the bottom.
But anyway, Josh got the idea, and we thought, let's do some things every once in a while that will bring some money in, and we will pick a charity.
Like
Yeah.
Compassion International.
We'll
Hey,
do
hey.
something. We'll buy a cow for a village in Africa or something like that.
Can we sign this,
Lunches
this
for Matt
iTunes top 12 iTunes and we put this up on eBay too?
No.
Let's sign it right now.
No, let's get
No.
this one done first and see
Yeah,
if it works.
guys.
It's already up to I can't believe there's 6 bids on there. This is $21.
$21 bucks.
Oh,
We'll
let's start
do
at
something-
99 cents?
Yeah,
we'll do
they'll all
something
start at 99 cents.
charity related. Okay,
Yeah.
something
Alright.
charity
So
related.
after a good lunch for the guy who put it up.
Okay, I got 2 contests, and we're gonna end with this.
All right.
Is that okay?
That sounds great.
Has anybody got anything? Okay, here's the contest. One, Andy finds out right now that he's leaving from this, right after this, to find out whether he's getting a boy or a girl. So here's what I'm thinking.
Ah.
Anybody who's listening, they can send in, just in the subject line, boy or girl. We'll separate them.
That'll be easy
I
for
like
me
it.
to separate.
Yeah, you can do that.
Just file those on.
And then we'll do a drawing, and we'll give away something major. Okay?
Like a child.
Like Andy's child. I like it.
If you guess it right and we pick it out of the hat or whatever the deal is, then we will actually name the child after you.
Oh, I love it. Let's just hope.
We
Middle-
will at least
middle-
we'll call that.
Hazel
We'll call
doesn't
the
have a
child
middle
that.
name yet.
All right, here's
It'll be our
Other than
nickname.
satellite
His or her
All right,
child.
so that's one contest. Podcast at Simply Youth Ministry, and we'll do it next Tuesday because we're gonna do this every Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Pod
right.
day.
Here's the other thing that we were thinking about.
It's not even Tuesday.
Matt
yet.
and I we're on the road we're flying out Thursday. We're
Yep.
going to Colorado on Friday, and we thought we bought this little recorder, digital recorder.
Yeah.
We thought somebody between now and Thursday at 4 when we leave could give us a challenge, like try to record this, or they give us some type of challenge, and we try to meet that challenge and get a recording of that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Has to be Denver related.
Doesn't have. We're just going on the road.
Okay.
Airport related, you know.
Taxis.
Some kind of challenge, whether it's in a talk or in a conversation or to record something even.
Oh,
Is that the countdown?
That's it. That's
Yeah.
26 pounds.
our
minutes.
Yeah.
Well, that was after we started the 5, so we're really at, what are we at?
Oh, we're at
32.
30.
We're having to our 2-minute bell.
Sorry everybody.
I'm the
That's
worst.
not listening anymore.
Everyone's responsibility.
More cowbell.
Okay, let's do this. Let's.
We still have more to say, right? Do we have 2 more minutes?
2 more minutes.
2 more minutes.
Let's go. 2 minute warning.
All right. Let me just say what's coming up next week. We. This is gonna be great. We have audio of Matt breaking a chair. You were working on this or recording something, and Matt sat down and broke the chair, and we have that. We know that this Thursday night is Survivor.
That's right.
And everybody
The big
comes
premiere.
over to my house, and me and Matt are going to be in Denver, so we know that Josh will do a stolen from Doug's
Well,
house bit.
and as a little preview of maybe next week, we had dinner on Sunday and we were hanging out at the restaurant, and I said I had to leave, and I actually drove past my house and went to your house and I stole something. Has your wife said anything?
No, but I thought we said you had to be there, didn't you? Didn't we say that?
Wait,
Yeah,
but
we
how
did say
great is
that.
it?
Better
But
break
that's
it in.
it.
You
I
break it.
literally just snuck into your house.
But that's no
Snuck in.
good.
He doesn't even lock the front door.
I-
That's not a sneak.
Yeah, that's okay. You
Okay.
want to show it?
Yeah, you want to
wanna
show it?
and
Has
then
your
we'll
wife
never
said
do that
anything?
again?
Has your wife said
No,
anything?
no.
All right, hold on.
Dude, you do not want to take something from his house when he's not
Well, you
there.
got to do it. Kathy,
Is this familiar to you at all?
I've never even seen it.
It's sitting on your stove.
Big shocker.
It was sitting on my stove. All right.
He could have.
No, you got to. The bit is you got to walk out of it while you were all there, because anybody can break into my house.
Times.
All right. So
Josh
next
was too
week.
busy being positive to listen to what he said.
Next week, stolen from Doug's house. We're gonna do the iTunes 20 winner.
Now, do people know that they can subscribe on iTunes? Have we told them that?
Yeah, it's really
Search
important.
for Doug Fields and you can subscribe on iTunes. It goes right into your.
So every time we do it,
yeah,
It'll
just
automatically download
downloads.
the next
Yeah.
issue.
You don't
Okay.
need an iPod.
foreign emails. We got a lot of international.
When it's nighttime here, emails from
Bunch of
Italy.
reasons.
Hey, look!
No, we can't. If you make
How
fun
is
of
that
somebody,
for
we can't really turn to
positive?
violence.
Yeah, physical retaliation is evidence of mental weakness
That's
of
kind of
the
fun.
You know what
highest
I'm gonna do?
degree.
I'm gonna circle this new contest that I'm very excited about,
And we'll
and I'll
save
save it
it for
for
next
next week because it's really funny.
Yeah.
What else do we have? We know we're gonna take that serious family question next week. Natalie, you got anything?
10 more seconds.
10 more seconds.
Oh,
Josh?
very good. No, that's it. That should be fun.
Matthew?
Okay.
What about the let's say is that the
That's so creepy.
It's the best song ever. That's our little ode to Doug using technology right
Yeah,
there.
that's a great movie. We just had to have a Napoleon Dynamite. It's
There
your
it
favorite
is.
movie.
It is. Are we done?
Absolutely.
We're done.
All right. See you guys next week.
Okay,
God bless you.
26 minutes.